What's going on, Spittin Chiclets fans? Biz here. Thanks for tuning in to another interview as part of the ECHL Player Relief Fund interview series. And this one is brought to you by our good pals at Bud Light and especially Bud Light Seltzer. Bud Light Seltzer is low in carbs, low in sugar, and a great option to enjoy responsibly while watching an interview you're about to check out. And in another unquestionably good move, Bud Light Seltzer has generously donated $10,000 to the ECHL Player Relief Fund. Their support is going directly in the pocket out of work members of the hockey community who need it most. We know times are not easy right now, so we're trying to give you as much content as we can. So we hope you enjoy this interview, and please stay safe. And once again, thank you to Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer.
Next guest, or guests I should say, we got two for the price of one. We're originally supposed to bring in Cam Janssen. He brought along his fellow St. Louisian. Is that how you say that? Yes, St. Louisian.
Nice. All
Pat
right.
Big Rig Maroon, who won a Stanley Cup last year. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Spittin'
Thanks for having
Chiclets.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Jenny, you said, listen, I'm bringing in my boy. We grew up together. I'm going to be a part of the interview with him.
Yeah, no, we did grow up together. We worked out together. He's a hillbilly from South County, Oakville. I'm one from Eureka, Missouri, so it all fits well. And but we grew up and we did the AAA system in St. Louis, and we both figured out a way to make the NHL. And it wasn't easy, but we became friends in the process.
Who was more likely to make it when you guys are both, say, 14?
He was scoring 50 fucking goals a day. He was scoring 50. If he wanted to fucking play, and like we all knew his talent, I just got to get his ass into the gym, and he figured it out. Am I wrong on that?
He's wrong about the South County thing. He's from a town called Eureka, Missouri. Basically, it's about an hour from here, and he grew up in this small town. The town always gets flooded, and not a lot. Not a lot going on over there, but
Just known for getting flooded.
Yeah, that's what Eureka
town.
Flood Center.
there's a bunch of Hoosiers, hillbillies. They got a Six Flags going for them. That's about it. But
They sponsor me, by the way.
Oh, you're definitely doing signings at that Six Flags. I guarantee that.
Well, I used to work there.
no, he's pretty. South County. I'm from a town. It's called Oakville. Brutal, but. You know, it is what it is. People chirp it all the time, but
You're proud.
I'm proud. I'm proud to be from Oakville, and he's proud to be from Eureka. But
Hell yeah.
You're like the swamp people.
Yes. Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment. They got a great show, don't they?
Yeah, they're
The Swamp?
unbelievable.
But here's the thing, though. Like with us, like in St. Louis, it's so cool. All these guys that we all grew up with, man. We all hang out together. Like the hockey community in St. Louis.
Closer with your mic.
The hockey community in St. Louis is very, very tight knit. All the guys that grew up, like even if they didn't make it, we all hang out, we skate together. So it's pretty cool. We got a good system in St. Louis. We really do. It's nice.
So what was it like for this guy? I mean, a childhood buddy to bring the cup back here. What a special feeling that must have been, not only for you, but all the guys that you grew up playing with.
It's so funny. When Patty called me, he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. We talked about St. Louis and we kind of went back and forth. He called a bunch of guys like Chaser and the right guys to call just to kind of understand what's going on in this town. You know, I played here as a hometown guy, so we talked to Patty and he. I guess we didn't convince him, but he convinced himself. We kind of threw it all at him. But there was this one time where I right before he came here, I picked him up in my girl's fucking Jeep that had a fucking light out in the front. And Blues,
you didn't fix it for it,
didn't fix it. The Blues asked me to pick Patty up from his house to take him to Enterprise Center to do a video, so they'd have a video in the car. So I'm like, my truck's fucking trashed. And who knows what's in the truck. I didn't want anybody getting in that fucking thing, especially with a camera. Because of that fucking camera. I'm like, no.
You'll have been
Kate,
prison.
I go, Kate, give me your car. So he gives me her car. It's got a fucking headlight out in the front. I look like a hillbilly from Eureka, which makes sense. So I picked Patty up, and it was lovely. We talked back and forth. I remember there was one time, and this is a little sentimental, fine.
Oh, I love it.
But I look at Patty, I go, and the camera's on. I go, God damn! What if you fucking won the cup? And we both look at each other like, oh my God, that'd be unbelievable. And that thing's it stuck, and he won, and he gets that overtime winner, and we're all there. And you look back at that video, and you're like, Jesus Christ, we had no idea. Maybe we were just throwing that out to thin air, but it fucking worked out. And I watch that video, Patty, at night sometimes, and it makes me cry.
thanks,
That's
Cam.
a true friend.
You're a true friend, man.
I know I am.
What makes a hillbilly in Missouri as opposed to like the rest of the country?
That's a
Same
great
shit.
question.
They love the
we got
Cardinals.
guns.
We call them Hoosiers.
Hoosiers?
I'm a Hoosier tech.
What are they saying? Is there Hoosiers in
It's a
Boston?
basketball saying.
Indiana.
Yeah, and well, New England,
yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
guess.
just rednecks, hicks, whatever.
Yeah.
But we got plenty of
Mass holes kind of
Yeah,
thing.
well, mass holes are kind of like me, like and we talk like Boston
see that.
folks, but there's actually a good amount of like shit kickers in New England, like
fucking A.
Maine,
Yeah,
New Hampshire,
Maine, dude,
Vermont,
New Hampshire.
Western Mass too.
I want to talk about that whole, the cup run, of course, how tight-knit group that was. I don't think we've had you on since you guys won it, but just how special it is bringing it home. The fact that your son got to see you play a full season at home as well. Just kind of go through the entire year.
Yeah, it was obviously, Cam went through like the signing process. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and not a lot of teams, but I had some teams that showed some interest. But I think coming home and being a part of Anthony's life and being a dad for full time was kind of my first priority. And then, my next was coming to a team that had some talented players that you look up and down the lineup, how much talent they had and where I can be fitted. And if I was going on a 1-year deal, I kind of wanted to go prove myself again. You guys know what it's like. It's frustrating going through free agency when you don't have a 2-year or a 3-year deal. You're like, geez, another 1-year deal, and you're kind of like, you have to prove yourself again. It's a grind.
Well, I wouldn't know, but it's a grind.
Like, son of a-
I've heard.
Yeah, but everyone knows in the business it's just a total grind. But I get to training camp and you see our roster and Adam pieces like Bozak, Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron coming back. And then Jordan Binnington coming in later. But we had all the pieces. We had the defense. And going through that first stretch of the year where you're kind of down in the dumps and everyone's having an off year besides Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, he was obviously our anchor. He drove the bus every night. He was kind of our leader. But everyone else was kind of having an off year. But we found ways, and when Berube came in, he just changed the whole mindset of the game and how we wanted to play. And all he wanted was just work ethic. That's all it came down to, and playing the right way. And he kind of molded our team because we had a big team. We weren't the fastest team. We were kind of one of the slowest teams, I would say. And we just found ways to ground and pound teams below the top of the circles, wear teams out, wear them out until we finally got the edge on them. And then, obviously you guys know the icing on the cake, from January on, we were untouchable. You couldn't even – I thought when we were on that 10-game winning streak, I thought we weren't going to lose another game. Everyone in that locker room. Cam, you saw firsthand. You were watching, talking about it.
Well, I remember talking to you.
You were saying how bad we were in the beginning of the year, and then
Fucking
everyone
A.
was saying how good we were, at the end.
And there wasn't a huge trade or anything. Granted, a new coach, but the switch. There's a reason, and it's never happened, and it'll probably never happen again. That late into the year, last place, and to be that different of a team must have been the weirdest experience to actually go through and see it all day by day go down.
It was, and Binnington has a lot to do with it. I think Berube. A lot of people give Binnington all the credit, but yes, you need a goalie to win. 100%. I think he was our best player from January on, from the Philly game to on. But Berube, I think, just dialed us in and found a way to get us to compete every night. You know what I mean? We thought it was going to be easy because we had all the tools, we had all the players, but we weren't playing the right way. And I think when you play the right way, you have to. Someone has to come in and do it, and I thought we responded well to him.
I'll throw this out to both of you. When did you finally realize, okay, this guy's just not on a bit of a heater here?
Yeah.
This is who he is now.
The 11 gamer? 11 games in a row?
I would say the 11 gamer. I think that game against Tampa, though. Holy cow, that 1-0. In Tampa.
Yep.
Going against a Vezina winner.
You'll probably remember that game like the rest of your life, and it was a regular season game. If you think about it, he was that dominant.
It was actually the game before that, to
We
be
gave
honest
up-
with you.
Well,
It was the Florida game where you guys were down by 2. Then your dad's trip, and you came back and you won that game in Florida where there's fucking 6,000 people there, and we're all watching. I remember at Twisted Tree, we're all watching with all the boys, and you guys are down by 2, and you come back in the third period, and Vinny Dunn scores a game winner. Then you go to fucking Tampa. Then Benner fucking shuts them down, and then everybody's like,
Here we go.
Here it is. Here we go.
Well, yeah, you're
I'll
going.
speak for you. Don't worry. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, obviously Cam said in a nutshell there, but I think when you're going into a game and you're playing the best team in the league at that time, and you're going up against the best offense in the league and the best goalie in the league at the time, you're sitting there thinking holy shit, okay, like this is a good challenge for us. Where are we at? You know, where's the St. Louis Blues team at? And we go in 0-0 game. Shen scores an OT winner, and Bennington stopped 45 shots. So it's like now we have a goalie. Now we know we can beat the best team in the league. Now it's starting to spin, and guys are like, okay, this is our team.
So not to fast forward through everything else, but that Stanley Cup final, I said it reminded me in a way of when the Bruins beat Vancouver and they just beat the shit out of them. And you guys did the same exact thing to the Bruins years later. Was it known in your locker room, like, listen, they can't handle like our physicality? Like, were you talking about that blatantly as a group?
Yeah, we were actually. I think every series we were. I think no one could handle it. And I think with Boston, they're so skilled. They play that East-West game. They know how to, they kill you off the rush, and we found ways to, like, limit it. And we have, our D are huge. So it's like, okay, if we can hit Marshy, we can hit Pasta, we can hit these guys and slow them down and find ways to do it, let's do it. And, if we're playing offense, they're not going to be playing – their East-West game is not going to be in their game.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Against you guys.
As a defenseman, Whit, you know more than anyone, when a guy comes down and hits you, not once but 3, 4, 5 times in your game, you're like, okay, man, enough's enough.
I can't get up into the play. I can't do anything.
Well, it's exhausting. I think that's we found our game like that. We found ways to wear the defenseman down, and with Krug and all those guys that have on the back end that can jump up in the play, we killed their rush by doing that, and we found ways to do it. But I would say they gave it to us the first 20 minutes of that first game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they fucking did.
Oh, yeah.
In game 7, so...
Speaking of Benner.
So
exactly.
what? So you guys go in the locker
won.
room at that point and say, boys, we ain't getting fucking pushed around like that. They just gave us a little taste of our own medicine. Let's fucking go here.
Yeah.
They're up by 2 at the time.
Right.
They scored 2 goals in a minute.
I was there. That was my first ever playoff experience as a fan, and it was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was
we were
electric.
sitting next to Ryan O'Reilly's old man.
It was me and
awesome
you, right?
guy.
Oh, sorry, that was the first game I was sitting with Mikey in the nosebleeds. then I got to sit with Whit in the nice seats.
I think though the San Jose series really, okay, we can go through it, but the San Jose series, it was like, okay, fuck this. You guys hit the shit. Sammy Blais fucking hit Erik Karlsson so hard. Two shifts in a row.
And Pavelski.
I mean, so hard. No, like where like Carlson's like reaching for the puck, like I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the zone. No, you're not. Blais comes in and smashes his temple against the glass, and Karlsson kind of buckles. Then he pulls his groin, and now he's not skating the rest of the game. Like he couldn't even skate. You guys beat the shit out of San Jose so bad to where everybody else was like, oh my God, you slowed them right down. I remember doing a post game with Bobby Plager, and there's 4 guys, the 4 of their best, San Jose's best players, leave the ice going in the third period in that last game, and we're like, where the fuck they go? They hurt the 4 best players on the team with body checks, and they all left the game, and he fucking won the game by 4. Like, that kind of shit.
Going back to that D, of course, Parenko ends up. He was a fucking unbelievable defenseman, but he really kind of emerged as one of the league's top defensemen after last year's run. Another guy early in the season who was a healthy scratch for, I think it might have been the first time in his career, Jay Bomeister, and. I'm online quite a bit, and the fan base kind of assumed that this guy was done and he was washed up. And I see you nodding right now. And I went to bat for him on the podcast. I said, "Fucking that guy shows up every day. He puts the work in, and he shouldn't be treated the way he's being treated right now." And even he fucking ends up having an incredible second half of the season where he was probably one of the most solid guys on the back end.
I agree with you, and I think, like you said, being a healthy scratch, it's never fun, especially a guy that played over 1,200 games, and he's sitting there. We're all wondering as players too. When you're a healthy scratch, one of your elite players is healthy scratch. You're all looking around like, okay,
he was
why?
Bad though, Patty.
Why isn't he?
He was
why
bad,
isn't he
though.
playing? But okay, who's going to fill his role? You know what I mean? Who's going to fill Jay Bomeister's role? And I think, like you said, Parenko's coming out party was during the playoffs. I mean, that guy's – I would take that guy right now as a defenseman in the league. I would pick him first to start a league, to start a team.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God.
Parenko's good,
At his age, at what his value
What
is in
his
the contract.
value is and what
You
he
can't
can
get
do.
around him. You can't get around him.
Listen, I'm not taking – I never seen Victor Hedman play. I never, because I was always in the West. Now when I see him, all the hype, he's lights out.
It's very easy for him.
It's unbelievable. Good stick. He plays the right ways. Good defensively. He can kill you on offensively, but he can kill you defensively. I think he's the best defensive, but I'm talking about just the way he can defend Parenko, and he can shut down anyone. I would take him in a heartbeat.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
I love
He's a
these
handsome
strong
beast.
sections.
All right,
Handsome beast.
So do you
I want the deeper dive into players and to hear players
Hedman for
play
sure.
with them. And I love this shit.
Yo, but the J-Bo thing, can I
Oh, yeah.
reiterate
I mean,
on
back-
that?
yeah, back-
J-Bo was hurt, man. The first half of the year last year, he got a fucking beating from the fans here. Now, the fans in St. Louis, they're hardcore. They're going to pick somebody out every fucking year, whether it's Patrick Berglund, whether it's fucking you the first half of the year, J-Bo the first half of the year. That first half of the year was so bizarre, but J-Bo was fucked up. He had hip surgery. He came back a little quick. So, you know this. When you dump a puck in, J-Bo turns his hips. He takes one stride. He can get back there.
He's there.
Okay, fine. But the beginning of the year, last year, okay, he would take a stride here, then he'd turn, don't do that, and he'd turn this way, then he'd take a stride. So it's like 3 extra things because of his hip surgery, and then all of a sudden he got over that, and now he's the J-Bo that we wanted him to be. But fuck, that first half of the year, he just couldn't move.
Couldn't move.
He
So
couldn't move, and he's taking a beating. They
coming
still
off a
played him.
surgery like that, when
Yes.
he's 36 years old. I mean, it was going to take him a while, but the run, the Binnington run, everything. Like I said, it'll never. It's a story that I don't think will ever happen again. Just from the worst to first, and for a city that had never experienced it, I can't imagine like your feelings after it, and then having to leave. I mean, I don't know how it all went down this year with free agency, but was it hard for you to move on, or how did that all kind of play out?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard. Honestly,
Not to bring up a bad subject. but
no,
people
it's
are
not,
interested.
because people ask me all the time. But as players, we all know. I mean, it's a business where it's, who's up next. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, who can fill that role up next, and
For less money.
And I think they had to sign Sundqvist. They had to sign Samford. They had to sign Sammy Blaze, which is kind of a player that plays heavy, protects the puck well, and they got Edmondson was up. So I knew where I was at, but at the end of the day, I wanted to go to a team where I wanted to win again. You know what I mean? When you win once, you want to win again, and you want to go to a winning team. I wanted to go to a team if I can help them, and I had a couple of teams, and Tampa was one of them, and I knew Coop a little bit, and I knew what they went through last year. So maybe I can come in. They see a rugged guy that will stick up for his teammates, kind of thing, and play a totally different style than they're used to seeing.
Well, also, like when you're a team trying to get over the hump, you want guys who've done it. You listen. This he's been to the top of the mountain. Like that's a guy you rely on when the playoffs come this year and things have quickly turned around for you guys. Where all right, well, this guy's been through that war, because that's a locker room that really hadn't had a ton of experience in trying to get to that Stanley Cup title.
No, I agree, and I think we have a good core group. We're kind of seeing it how to win now. I think in the beginning it was kind of history of last year and what they went through at training camp. I was feeling their pain because I was like, the media was asking me, and I was like, geez, I feel like I lost with these guys. Like,
They're still dealing with
they're
this.
still dealing with it.
And he's showing his ring off on a fucking plane.
He's like bling in the bat. Nobody will sit near him.
But I was feeling it. I was like, holy fuck. Like, I would go home and I'd be like, God, like, I just got asked these like hard questions where I feel sad for these guys, like, you never want to go through that. Winning the President's Trophy, winning, what are they tied?
Breaking records.
Tying
records.
You know what I mean? Like, and
they-
I'm the guy sitting there that just came off of winning the Stanley Cup, and I'm like, I don't want to rub it in their face, but like, I'm just fucking heartbroken for these guys because they were so good. So like,
They've been a contender for basically a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to 2011, they lost that 7-game series to the Bruins. But I want to go back to Game 7 of the Cup last year. What was the feeling in the room before the game? Is it nervousness, trepidation, confidence? What's the room like before that?
it was honestly, we had a really relaxed room. We like to joke around. We like to have a good time.
Berube lets that happen too, though.
So
Who was pumping the music in that room?
Shenner, Chooksy, Shenner, Braden Shen, Chooksy, DJ DZ Delzato, that too. I mean,
he's jacked, by the way. Cut up. Oh
yeah,
my god,
he's-
that fucking guy.
his Instagram's priceless.
Oh, he
I
must
follow
do
him.
okay. He must have ran through every
You wear
single
those-
girl in St.
You
Louis
wear
during
those
that
tight.
run.
You wear those tight.
No, but it was honestly, we're a good group of guys. We like to have a good time. Just jokingly make the guys relax. And Berube did the same, though. Like, Berube was that guy. Like, come in and be like, all right, this is your time to shine. Let's fucking go. Let's go fucking win this thing, guys.
Short and sweet.
Let's just go win
You
it.
see a pop-up speech.
You know what I mean? Like, he
perfect.
wasn't like the guy that sat in there and said, okay, we need to do this. He just said, hey, it's our time. This is what we're here for. This is what we play for. Let's fucking win. And guys are like kicking each other, like, yeah, let's go win. So
It's like, no, you're a fucking unbelievable team. Go fucking win this
So,
thing.
like-
You deserve it.
But yeah, we like to have a good time, and we were really relaxed. Like, guys were having fun with it because you never know when you're gonna go back. So like, but you guys know, you guys been on deep runs. It's mentally exhausting. Like, when that series was over and the buzzer rang, I was so happy. Win or lose, I was.
There's nothing left in the tank.
There's nothing
Drained.
left. You're
Yeah.
just drained mentally and physically, and you're just like, holy shit. And then you have to go through all the process again, and the parade, and then some guys have to go through free agency. Then you're like, holy fuck.
You're like, wait a minute. You're like, it's camp. I got to go to camp next week.
And you got YP texting you every other day looking for a new fight.
Looking for his damn guinea pig, but
Not to box you out here, Cam. Shifting focus to Tampa Bay real quick. Some of the guys pulling the bus there. I mean, Stamkos, the work ethic on them. Just maybe dive into their personality if you can.
yeah, they're great. Stammer's a great guy. He's funny. He's a good captain. He obviously wants to win. He's been there before. He's been surrounded by veteran guys. Cooch is a great guy. Those guys are a fucking offense. They're unbelievable. Every single night, you don't know what you're gonna get, and you're gonna see something different every single night. It's insane. But I don't know. We have a good group of guys in there. We have Shaddy brings a different element.
That was a nice signing.
That was a good signing.
It's a really good signing.
Everyone's buying in right now. We have the best goalie in the league. I think it's just putting it all together now. We know we have the offense. I mean, Killer's having a career year. He has 20 goals right now, and you got Tyler Johnson, you got Braden Point.
People forget about somebody like Tyler Johnson. Like,
know.
he kind of
He's a 20 goal scorer for the last 6 years.
Is that good?
Braden Point, people never talk about, and you're like, who the hell is Braden Point? And you're like, he's probably one of the best centermans in the game right
Put
now.
it this
Like
way. He was good enough that he held out. Like,
Yeah.
scrubs don't hold out.
Well, we have honestly, and we have Andre Palat. You guys probably don't even talk about.
That guy was.
He's put up 70 points in this league,
Yep.
and people are like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "We have an unreal offense. Is great. Like, guys are buying in, but there was the fact that we had this 10-game winning streak was like, I'm going off track, but we needed to figure out how we're gonna win." And defense wins, I feel like, championship. Playing the right way, defending your goalie, not giving up 45 shots a night. Because we would give up 40, and we only have 20 shots a net, but we'd win 6-2. So it's like,
Because you had 18 grade A chances.
Exactly.
so. But I think guys are buying in. It's a great team. Stammer's a hell of a guy. Cooch is a hell of a guy. We actually it's been fun. It's been a fun year. Sweden, I think, helped us out a lot. Sweden was.
We talked about how cool it was for probably Hedman to go back home where these stars don't get to shine in front of their, where they grew up and how important. I mean, did you talk to him about that personally and how much it meant to him?
Oh, he was crying during the national anthem.
Really?
It was neat to see guys. As those guys going back home and playing in front of your hometown, and your friends and family finally get to see you play, and you're just playing and. With
How much money did you spend there, by the way? I spent 10 G's in a week when I went there in 08.
Yes, that's why we need Cameron. Let's go.
I'm dead serious on that, Patty, because everything's fucking expensive.
I was going to explain that part. Well, I mean, the fine fund paid a lot of it, but
Which is all you guys.
Which is
that at? Where was that at?
well,
In 08.
you're paying out. But
Well, you were probably on your own a couple nights.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
wasn't
get the
playing.
fine fund to pay for a
I had
for a
Derek
little.
Armstrong with me. The guy's a nutbag.
You guys took a train to Gothenburg. Who knows?
No, but I think Sweden turned our season around, to be honest with you, in a good way. Bringing the guys together. You know what it's like. You're at home, you're with your wife, you're with your kids. It's hard to get guys out of the house. Sweden was a prime example of just what we needed. Team bonding, going out, having drinks with the guys. We were there from Sunday to Saturday. So we had Sunday all the way to Friday to do whatever we wanted.
Oh man.
So
Dude. I mean,
You can.
I love that people fans out there say, "Oh, these NHL teams, they go play a game in Europe mid-season, get a week over there, like they must rip it up." Like, you have no idea. They really enjoy themselves. And yes, guys, coming up to the game, you get a little bit more professional, but you got 2 or 3 days in Europe. I mean, what do you think they're doing?
Blonde hair, blue eye, everywhere you go.
That's a green light if I've ever seen.
It's a flashing green light.
But
what about? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What?
No, I was going back to Kucherov because he reminds me, and I don't know him, but he reminds me of Malkin and the ability to like. He kind of snaps out there sometimes. Like I saw Malkin smash a stick into 1,000 pieces when he didn't score a goal. He had 5 assists that game. So I sense that Kucherov has he'll just go. He just gets furious at times during
100%. I play with Tarasenko does the same way, but I think people just when their culture is so much different, right? So like when they snap, they think it's like at the team or at the player. It's really at them. Like they're mad at themselves.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think some people misunderstand them in that way. It's like, Jesus, what did I do wrong? Why is he breaking a stick? But like you got to understand him. But like he takes it passionate. I mean, he's probably skating right now in Tampa. He didn't go anywhere over break, so I mean,
go somewhere over break.
I mean, but that's who they are. They want to be the best, and
all they do is practice.
They care, they practice, and they want to work on their craft. And to watch him practice too, like the way he, after practice, the way he works on things, it's truly amazing how he like sees the ice and where he wants the puck, and he'll fake pass someone a puck when there's no one even in that area, and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah,
I don't even see that.
So you're going back to your comment. I can no, and listen, I wanted to be the best partier. That's why I worked at it. Okay, and same with you.
Unbelievable.
I will never fault a hockey nerd, quote unquote, for honing their craft and taking it that.
I'm unbelievable.
It's
God gifted me that, and that's what I do. No, but Sweden, though, like God, we were over there with. In 2008, we're playing Detroit. I remember.
Going so way off topic right now.
No, this is what we need.
He was talking about you chirping Kucherov for staying around and practicing. And in your mind, you're such an animal. You're like, yeah, we got to get back to my trip in Sweden. I spent $10K, but they got to hit how.
You got to practice in order to be the best, and you practice at partying. So let's go back to.
Well, I'm just saying for Kucherov, it's like, okay, yeah, you're unbelievable, but take a couple of days off and just chill.
I'm sure he took
your fucking feet up.
I'm sure he took Saturday, Sunday off. He's back at it now.
It's like a drug, Cam. He's trying to be the best.
8 days, dude.
Let's go into Sweden with the Janssen.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, you can spend a lot of money there, and all the women there have blonde hair and blue eyes, and you're just like, I'm in a fucking fantasy land.
So kind of like your wife.
And that's your
kind of
pattern.
like my wife right now, exactly. Thank you for bringing that up. She's gonna be listening to this.
Hey, Kate, you're still good looking in my eyes.
Well, thank you for that.
Hey, I got a Cam story while we're sitting here.
Okay.
Just because we're off topic right now. So I skate with Cam in the summer, and I worked out with him. And we used to do this. We used to go to Finney's gym all the time and box. So Cam had this bright idea to bring these USHL kids to box with us. And I was like, Cam, we're just sparring. Bullock is sparring with us. I'm like, I don't think these kids. He's like, no, they fucking need to know how to fucking fight. What if they fucking get their ass beat in the USHL? I'm like, Cam, relax. They're in a skill league. There's no one fighting in the USHL. He's like, what? Fuck you,
your confidence.
Like, I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'm like, okay, I know you will. Just relax. So we skate. We would work out, skate, then we would go box. So these kids came to us. We used to wrap these towels around their neck, and our trainer would tape them back, and we'd spar, we'd fight. So Cam's like, hey, Jake, come on, spar with me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This kid's 16. I'm like,
17.
Please don't punch this kid. Like, we would
Chance doesn't have an off switch.
We don't hit these kids. I mean, we would hit each other just to feel it because, like, he's nuts, obviously, and he wants to feel him get hit. And, like, I was getting hit by Cam. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I have to go home. Like, summer's...
So did
I want to go out tonight. Like, I don't want to have like a headache. So this kid gets in there. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is going to be bad. So it would go punch, and then he would throw a punch. The other kid. So Cam would go punch, and then he would open up, and the kid would punch. So they started going. Then it started opening up. Cam.
This kid had balls then on him.
He had balls.
He's a millionaire now. Figure it out.
Keep
Go
going.
on.
Keep going.
Finish this story.
Go on. Go on.
Explodes his nose. Just buries him, knocks him out. And I'm like, oh my God. This kid's his nose is bleeding. His can't even see out of his eyes now. His eyes are watering. I'm like, holy shit, Cam. And he goes up to me, he's like, you all right, bud? I'm like, what do you think, Cam? He's not all right. He's like, oh, he's fine. Just get up. And I'm like, holy shit. So he gave him a concussion. Probably broke his nose.
The kid's making 30 a year right now. It doesn't matter. I toughen him up.
Okay, so who's the kid?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Jake Wilson.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's tearing it up at
So
Arizona
why were you
State
saying
right
he's making $30 million?
He's not doing that. I lied about that.
Yeah.
He's in Arizona tearing it up, though. He's in Arizona tearing it up.
So he
handsome
hit him,
feller.
and
He's
I'm
a
like,
handsome feller.
holy shit. I'm like, Cam, you can't be doing to these kids. Like, they're fucking 16, 17 years
They've
old.
never been in a fight. They're fighting an
maybe
NHL
he's right on
enforcer.
that.
So he hits him, okay? Kid gets up. Tough kid. Tough kid. His uncle used to train us. Bless his, Rick Wilson played in the NHL. He passed away, but his uncle used to train us. And kid gets up. He's like, Cam looks at him. He's like, now you know what it's like to get hit?
There you go. That's the price you got to pay, and it helped him out. Ain't that big
But
of a
that's
deal.
what we used to deal with. He would used
I
to
know.
skate.
Now you're saying he's playing at ASU?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll have to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I go to some
Jake
games
Wilson.
sometime.
He's her
Stud.
captain.
Okay, well, I'll have to pay
Johnny
closer
Walker.
attention
Yeah.
to bring up that story. next time I see
Dominating
him.
down there.
All right, what do you got for us?
I was gonna say, Kim, you played over in UK like Biz did. I noticed you had 98 penalty minutes. That must have led the league over there. No.
Here's the deal with overseas in England. I was kind of going through that time where I couldn't get a contract. Do I call Lou Lamoriello? He just went to Toronto. Do I want to play for the Marlies? I'm like, fuck. So a couple of guys I know, Jordy Fox and Brock Wilson, they said they went over to Nottingham and played. So Nottingham got a hold of me, and I went over there. I thought that league was just going to be, I'm going to go there, I'm going to fucking toe drag cats.
Like Biz?
I'm going to fucking do my shit. I'm going to wave to the fans. I'm going to
It
fucking
wasn't
be
a St. Louis men's league.
I'm going to be
dude.
fucking royalty.
You and Harry.
Me and Harry and his broad, and we're gonna do our shit. We might disconnect from royalty. We might not. We don't know yet. Doesn't matter. But I'm gonna go over there and have a good time. And I get over there, and I play my first game. There's fucking heavies everywhere. I mean,
shit, huh?
fucking everywhere. I'm like, oh, I do gotta fight. I fought fucking 20 times that year, fighting guys left and right. It's all the same fucking guys I played. Zach Fitzgerald, remember him? That dude's bad to the bone.
Oh, so all the guys. There was no there was
I'm
English
not fighting
meets.
English guys over there.
Oh.
Fuck.
Who'd you knock out though? That was all.
that was bad. That
Oh
was
yeah,
bad.
I remember that.
I better go, chap.
So what
was he? He was an American.
he was a fucking Canadian guy, man.
You knocked out a player who played for the Cardiff Devils.
You know what I'm talking
and
about.
that's when I started getting tweets that like bring Biz back. To fucking
Oh, because this
Cardiff.
was after you.
This is after.
This is that.
Oh, they almost brought
is-
Biz back to deal with Janny.
No,
I hit. What's his name?
well, I was over there to score goals, mind you.
So was I, and it didn't happen.
Well, for me,
I
it
thought I
did.
was going to be fucking tiptoeing around everybody, like doing my thing, like I'm a fucking good hockey. No, you're not, Cam. No, you're not. You need to go hit and fight. And I'm like, oh, I fucking put a show on over there for that Nottingham fan base. I swear to fucking God, they treated us honestly like fucking royalty. But if I wasn't going out there like I did when I was making fucking $700K a year, no, I was making like
30 euros.
fucking nothing.
Not even, dude.
I'm trying to
You're
take
getting
the
free
boys
school.
out.
You're getting free math.
Yeah, I went to school. Get on with yourself.
You don't think Janssen has his MBA?
I'm spending money like no other. Then I go out there. But the fan base was so awesome in Nottingham, and I'm fighting everybody, and then you fucking do this, and they fucking love it. They treated Kate like she's a princess. But I'm still fighting guys. That fucking league over there was so hardcore. It was the most intense league I've ever played in my life. I'll put it that way.
shit,
And then when I retired from that, we won two championships, which was great. Like I retired after holding a trophy up, which is cool. Wasn't the same trophy as you, Patty. I know you're going to chirp me, but that's fine. But I still held a trophy up. But the next year, they signed Patrick Bordelot. They signed, who's that? Eric Nielsen. All these heavyweights go over there. I'm like, thank God these radio people hired me to retire, or I would be fucking
You'd be back there.
And I joke around, but I would have been set back, man. I didn't get caught with one. I went toe-to-toe with a lot of guys that year. Wasn't making any fucking money. I lost. I was in a fucking red at the end of that year. And I was still fighting and all that stuff, but they treated us great. If I would have gone back there for one more year, I would have had to fight 4 fucking times a night. You play 10 teams, It's 10 fucking teams. They had 3 heavies on each team, and you're not making any coin.
Culturally,
Fuck
how'd you
that.
enjoy the experience?
Loved it.
The people there are
They
unbelievable.
are, Biz, we walked to the rink. You walked all these little pubs. This pub's like from the 1100s. I'm like, oh shit, what's up? Like looking around, like, oh shit. Like, it's like I love English history. I love European history. Like I love the, travel in time and go back to the Middle Ages. Don't laugh at me. I love to go back in time, back in the Middle Ages, and you go back there. Here's the point. You're traveling. If you're in the American League and you're traveling from fucking Bennington.
No, that's the goalie here. You're
Whatever.
thinking of Binghamton.
You're thinking of
Binghamton,
bingo.
that fucking dump. Doesn't matter. And you go down to Springfield and you look around like, But when you're traveling from Nottingham to Scotland and you're looking over and I'm like, oh, wow.
That's where William Wallace
I'm like,
killed
oh, my
7
word.
people.
I go, what castle is that? And they're like, oh, that's that castle. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then you go down and you play a game, you fight a couple times, and you party with the boys. Fucking the Brits are awesome people, man.
They
They're
love drinking.
Fucking awesome people.
Nottingham, that's where Robin Hood was, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he went on
That's
the
a true
tour.
story.
He went on the tour every afternoon. He would just
Exactly.
he'd sign
I robbed
autographs
the
on the
rich
Robin
over
Hood
there,
tour.
and I put it in my fucking pocket.
Yeah, and then you
took care
ended
of
up
the
poor.
Exactly. We had a blast, man.
Paid money to go play in England.
If I would have played one more fucking year over there, though, I would have got caught with a fucking left hook to my temple, and it would have set me back. And I'm glad that didn't happen, man. And my head's good right now. And I don't joke about other things. My head's good right now. The only
great
fucked
to
up
hear.
things
That's
about my
good.
head is what I put into my head. That's on me. But over there, man, I would have got caught.
And
with
what are
one.
those things?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something you want to show the group?
RA's going to run down the fire escape to
Who you
tackle
kidding?
you.
Oh, wait, so I experienced some things there where I was like, what? This is pro hockey? Like you had to pack your own lunch and we would go on an 11-hour bus ride from Cardiff all the way up to
packed your own
Scotland.
lunch on that-
Well,
in that league?
that was my first ever game was the day after I got there, and I hadn't been brought up to speed, so I ended up going out that night. That's when I slept in the hallway for a bit because
always a good sign.
Devi and Diddy O'Mitty forgot to leave the door unlocked. But what was the biggest, like, oh my God, this is crazy that this is happening and we're playing pro hockey moment over there?
Well, probably when you're up in Fife and the boards are honestly concrete. So I dumped the puck and I'm like, I'm going to get this motherfucker. I'm going to fucking stick this cat. And he ducks me. And I hit the boards and I'm like, oh. I'm like pissing blood for 3 weeks straight. I'm like, what is this? Like, but that's whatever. Like in American leagues, like some of these fucking rinks in American League are fucking shit, man. So if anybody wants any advice, if you're grinding it in the East Coast, you're grinding it, go experience Europe. You're making the same amount of money. You'll get to fucking look at castles. You'll do your shit. You'll meet new people. Hell, you might be a fucking GM over there after you're done playing. You know what I mean? So it's a different aspect of your hockey career, and I think it's a pretty cool thing.
You just brought up dumping it in and just going to try to run down some D. And I might have said this the first time you came on, but I always remembered that from the minute I played against you, you'd dump it in, you'd be like, wait, I'm coming. You and Sean Thornton, I remember it all the time. You'd be very open and honest, like, I'm going to hit you, here I come. And I like respected the hell out of it, because then I'd see you and Thornty fight. I'm like, these guys are playing with a lot of honor, I'll say. Like, that was always part of your kind of approach?
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy,
Do you know what I mean? Like, you remember doing that?
Respect me, but I don't want you to hate me. Like, I don't like that. I don't want you to hate me. I don't want anybody to hate me. Even being on the radio now, it's like, fuck, man, you got to watch what you say. Like, I don't want to get political, because I don't like when people don't like me. Now, if you don't respect me, then I don't know what to do about that. But for that, in that instance, no, I just wanted you to brace yourself so I wouldn't get a fucking 20 gamer, homeboy. Sorry.
That was more of a financial.
He's like, this
I
fucking,
like you, Whit.
this tall pussy Whitney will bend at the knees. I'll get a 20 gamer. I'll have no money this summer to go out.
Brace yourself so I'm not hitting you in the fucking chin. Okay, that's what it is.
I do remember that, though.
Kim,
Yeah, no, you're up, RA.
did you get locked out of the building after Game 7? Did something happen with that?
Fuck.
So,
Do you,
sorry, I got queued up for that.
That was a long fucking day, by the way. So Channel 5, local channel, and Frank Cusimano, I'm going to give him a shout out. He's a fucking awesome guy. Frank Cusimano, Channel 5, sports director. Awesome guy. They fly me up there to do pre-post, all that stuff. I get up early, hang out in the airport. Everybody's there's Blues fans everywhere. It's 6 a.m. I get there, and they wanted me to stay with the other local sportscasters in this like little like bungalow that they had like 15 miles outside of the city. And I'm like, you're out of here.
I played in the NHL.
You're out of your fucking mind. Like, no, I'm gonna bring my broad up. I'm gonna spend $1,500 on a fucking hotel room, and we're gonna do our own thing. I get there, chaos, da-da-da. I put my suit on. I'm sweating. I sweat so much. I'm sweating through my suit already. We finally get to the thing. The game's going on. I'm hanging with the guys upstairs. Not to mention, I'll tell you this. No offense, RA. I don't like that building.
Join the
It's
club.
a shithole.
Hey, that building.
Yeah.
It's a
And
dump.
that's the worst, like somewhat newest building in the world.
Is it?
Well, 20. It's now it's 30,
RA.
30 years old. But
Write
it's-
an email. Write an email.
Oh,
to
I've
somebody.
shit on it numerous
they
times.
fucked with that building.
I'm standing next to people, and we're standing next to all the guys that are sitting the game out, and like, why are these people there's just nowhere to go. So anyway, I'm doing this, doing that, whatever. I'm stressed out all fucking day long day. At the end of it, I go upstairs and I got to do the post game. So I do a little nerdy thing. I'm trying to capture everything. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're in the media
I'm holding those. I'm doing nerdy things like, oh hey, did it, and all of a sudden we do Channel 5, and I'm sitting up there and I'm looking down. Everybody's celebrating on the ice. All my buddies. Phil, your brother, with sandals on. He looked like a fucking jackass. He's got sandals on. He's fucking toe picking left and right. I'm watching
Just a shot at Phil.
I'm sitting there on the camera, like, the camera's on me, and I'm with Renee Knott, and I'm like, dude, are we going down there? Like, no, we got to we have to stay up here. I'm like, okay. 30 minutes goes by. We're not even doing anything. I'm looking at everybody's partying. It's like a dream. It's like a dream where you see everybody having fun, but you can't go there. You can't. So I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, finally, it's over. So I'm like, oh, I got to get down on the ice. I need to take pictures. I need to capture this moment. Like, of course, you need to capture the moment. So I'm like, fucking panic mode. I go in the elevator. I'm like, get me down the ice. So they take me down the ice, and I'm like, okay, boom. I get off the elevator. I walk out. I walk through this place. I go this way. I go, where's the ice? Go this way. I walk out, open another door. I cruise out. I'm in a pissy fucking mood, which I shouldn't be. We just won a Stanley Cup.
with him during this?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm so
I can
pissy.
see it in your face right now.
I'm dead serious on that. I'm like, where's the ice? Blues fans all come up. They're picking me up, like over their shoulder, like, we won. I'm like, get off of me. I'm like, where do I go? I'm like, oh, Cam, don't do that. Don't do that. We just won a Stanley Cup. These are your fans. They're happy. Be happy with them.
They like you.
They like me. They're picking me up out of, like their happiness. So I'm like, where's the ice? So they don't know. I go to another security guard who was a dick, by the way. And he goes, go out these doors. I'm like, okay. And I'm panic mode, sweating my ass off. I just want to get on the ice to go to you and go to all your family and fucking take pictures with all you guys and be like, fucking, The guy's like, I go, where's the ice? Look, I'm doing this. I don't know where my credentials are, but where's the ice? I need to get on the ice to do whatever. He goes, come here, follow me. We're out those doors. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. Fucking right. Thank you. Go Knuckles. Walk out those doors. Boom, slam behind me. I'm outside. Oh, you motherfucker.
I swear to God, if you could have gotten to that security guard, you might have killed him.
I would have dummied him.
Like, you
no,
might have killed him.
I would have T-twist his ass.
I can sense everything
I would
right
have
now.
Cassian him.
Dude, the fact
They
you
locked me up.
The fact you let the door shut though.
I know. It's like five. It's the
Like,
one where
give it
like
a look. Hey, check your shoulder jams before you shut the door.
It was the doors where it's like 15 in a row where it's the exit.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't thinking. He's like, it's out there, son. I'm like, okay, cool. Walk out there, nobody anywhere. Boom, shuts behind me. I'm locked out of the whole thing. Didn't go in the ice.
It was probably Officer Yandel.
I found my girl. We took a little a pony ride back to our hotel. We got fucked up all night. Had a blast.
How upset were you on that pony ride? Were you still like venting to her about it?
Kate was about to leave that pony ride and walk home by herself, and I had to Cam, calm down. Everything's good. Everything's good. You didn't go on the ice, and that's fine. But everything's good, Cam. You're gonna do a million. Like, everything's gonna be good. And I just had to calm myself down. We partied all night. It was a fucking blast. It's fun to go back and look at that, but I don't like that arena, and I'm going to find that security
I
guard.
wonder how many other guys you did that to because you had no credentials on. Like, yeah, buddy, I'm with the team. He's like, yeah, go with these doors over
here. I
here.
thought I was a jackass. He's like, yeah, go out there,
RA
dipshit.
ruined it for you because he's done
You
that.
knew that guy. I think you knew that guy.
No, I'm saying he's done it so many times they finally had to crack down on it.
Nah. I never had to ask for directions.
I got to ask Patty, has this guy always been a psychopath?
Psychopath. He's always been like that. Like, we would skate, the prime example of Cam Janssen. Summer skates. You just want to go out there and float around.
Ain't happening.
Like, please don't hit me.
So after workouts, we would go get lunch, and he'd be like, all right, Patty, skates at 2. I'm like, Cam, It's 11:30. He's like, no, got to get there now. I'm like, Cam, I'm not going to summer skates right now. He's like, no, you got to get there. You got to warm up and stuff. I'm like, Cam, I'm not going. I'm going to eat lunch. I'm going home to relax for a sec. He's like, no. So I would come, and I would watch him warm up.
For shinny hockey.
Okay?
I'm a loser.
Loser.
Dynamic warm-up.
So you know those toe drags in England he was talking about? That's what he was working. All I heard was...
It didn't work.
All I heard was for 2 hours, this ball going clink, clink, toe dragging, clink.
What'd the ball do to you?
Hitting,
Biz, you know what I'm talking
hitting it
about.
off the wall, hitting off the wall. This is what he would do for 2 hours.
Ryan O'Reilly does it, you're not chirping him.
That's what I heard.
You know.
Time out.
And he would do it in the hallway. So when the guys would come in during the time, he'd be like, and I can score, and I can fight. And you guys all want it? I'm like, Cam, relax. They're little kids.
He's a WWE character at this
Yeah,
point.
he's eyeing up Wilson again.
He's stick handling the hallway too, hitting off the concrete wall, and I'm like, Jesus Christ!
Gotta get the puck out of his zone, baby.
Sorry.
He took that routine into the NHL. You always used to warm up with the ball before NHL games.
Yes.
Guys are like,
seen
yo,
him in
embarrassing,
Janssen,
but I
what
did
are
it.
you doing with that ball?
I need to get the fucking puck out of the zone. People act like I don't. The fucking puck's gonna come to me.
Some
I
people
need
do-
to get the fuck out of the
Hey,
zone.
some people do figure eight with a golf ball. He chips it off his driveway door. That's his summer schedule. Just high and hard off the driveway door.
Fucking people,
up the
though.
garage door.
Fuck that. Wait. People think like the puck's not like I'm just going. No, the puck's coming to me on the fucking wall eventually. I need to know what the fuck to do with it. In order to do that, I need to stick handle another fucking puck so I can get that fucking puck out of the zone. Does that make sense to anybody else but me?
We were in
Holy shit, or I'm not playing.
We were in Albany, and we kept hearing this off the boards. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Who's banging off the boards right now? So like, I'm like, who the fuck? I was like, oh, Cam plays for this team. It has to be Cam. So I'm like, boys, you got to come out and watch this. He's on the ice with his shoes, stick handle on the ice, ripping snapshots.
I had tight gear on too. I
Off
look
the
jacked.
boards. I'm like, they're like, who's that? I'm like, that's Cam Janssen. He's been in the NHL for a while. He's like, we're playing that guy tonight. We're like, yeah, that's the guy we're playing tonight.
He's gonna get that puck out of the zone too.
I'm pissing my pants. He's stick handling. He's toe dragging. I'm like, Cam, what's up? He's like, fuck you, Patty. And he's snapping pucks. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? But he brought it to the NHL. Didn't they tell you to pick up the ball one day?
No,
Lou told you to pick up the ball.
lose. I in Montreal.
Remember your big graph skates? You wore those fucking
with the
slippers,
tongues
baby.
out.
He wore those thick. His tongues were longer than his skates. They would hang out over the toe of his skate. I'm like, this guy is a bulldog out here.
I used
skates are
graph
30
sticks
pounds.
too, and they were fucking terrible. And I'm like, what?
They paid you like $300.
They
for
paid
that.
me nothing for that. Like nothing. I still have them in my basement. I hand them out to people. That's what I hand out to people right now.
in Eureka.
In Eureka.
Pat,
They burn them in their backyard.
What did you do with your day with the cup over the summer?
We're gonna get into that. You want to get into that?
We're gonna get into it
gotta give him
in the
his due.
positive way. No, so we went to my uncle's roller hockey rink and had a little hour-and-a-half session there. We brought up like kind of where I grew up playing hockey. I started on blades, and so my uncle's kind of the owner of it now, and I went there, brought it there for an hour and a half, kind of brought the fans. It was kind of 500 people. I made a list because I was in St. Louis. You know, Cam talks about me being from South County. I wanted to bring it there, but it'd be more for like bar hopping kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I have an 11-year-old kid, as you guys know. I was just like, what am I going to do with an 11-year-old kid bar hopping and going party bus out of the bar? So I kind of branched it out, went to my uncle's, and I went to what I was talking to Whit about it. My fiance's Italian restaurant, Charlie Gito's. It's right here on 6th Ave. You guys got to go.
How we're
Whoever's
going
listening, whoever's
tonight.
going.
All free ads.
All-star break, free ad right there for Biz. We went there for about an hour and a half. That was actually really fun. You know, both events were really fun. And then we went out to a family friend's house. He owns a ranch. It's like 1,000 acres, but it's what is it? It's like a grown man's playhouse, basically.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. There's
Really
a lake. You know, kids were tubing, wave running, shooting guns. The Stanley Cup was
So,
up there.
so you were able to occupy all those people, and they just didn't have to focus in on you. Because one thing I keep hearing about having the Stanley Cup is by the time the day's over, people are like, it was cool, but I was so happy to get rid of the thing.
Well, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I was happy. You know, camp came. It was a really, really good day. It's just
unbelievable.
It's exhausting, and like, if I can do it all over again, I would. I would just put it on my kitchen table, and I would just say, guys, come in and
Patty, we had a blast.
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general because
that's why you got to win another one.
There's a lot of people that are involved. And it's like playing a fucking wedding, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, where are you going to go next? What's going to happen next? Like,
it's like your wedding, but way cooler.
Yeah, way cooler, basically. Because
hey,
you're not with the thing the rest of your life.
Weddings are like
Patty
terrible.
Patty did it right.
I did it good.
Patty did it right. Everybody else has it, and Patty did it right. Go ahead.
So I didn't like St. Louis saw it. So I thought about like, am I going to hurt the city's feelings if I don't bring it to certain places? I really thought about that because I was like, you know what? During the parade, people were seeing it, touching it. Like, the city was so good for, you know, obviously the NHL was so good bringing the Stanley Cup around the city. So I was like, you know what? My hometown was mad at me, but I'll suck it up this time around. I'll take the heat. But
they weren't mad at you.
It was a good time though. We had a really good time. That night was fun. You know, taking family pictures in the morning. Obviously, eating cinnamon toast crunch out of it, and with Anthony, and he had his little cup. He was just in Tampa. He won his little roller hockey thing, so we had 2 cups.
Oh, nice.
So it was obviously a really fun night. So
and did the parade? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Did the parade blow away all expectations you had of the amount of people that showed up?
Yeah, I mean it was good. I think what made the parade, and I'm not going to toot our team's horn at the time, but getting out of the floats and actually interacting with the fans, you know, drinking beers with them, and like going in the crowds, jumping all over the barricades. And
How about Sanford?
Oh, puking on the guy, puking on his.
How about
waffle to Sanford?
How about Barbashev falling off of the flat?
You know who was driving that?
Who?
Steiner was driving the fire truck, and he slammed on the brakes, and that's how he fell off.
Dude, the boys were so fucking awesome in that, man.
Edmondson flying into the barricades, like flying into it. He had a little. I don't know, the little, what do you have?
Motorbike? Pennington did that too.
They crashed that. O'Reilly had. I mean, I think that's what made it. I think interacting and, you know, showing the fans the cup and, like, you know, showing our appreciation to them for being behind us all year. But that was.
How many nights did you go till you finally shut it down?
So we went.
Dude, if you say over
He's not a mathematician, I'll tell you that.
No. Did you see that picture of me go viral?
Yes.
I ended up seeing you at Wet Republic when you guys did
I
the
gave
thing.
up, Biz.
Oh, that was, I mean, I was
had
so
nothing
happy
left
for
to
you
give.
guys. You guys were still, half of you could tell it had gotten to them physically.
Well, I booked a flight that night, I think.
Yeah, you were out of there.
It's over. You're like, it's over. I can't.
Yeah,
give me a couple
I can't
nights.
keep embarrassing myself because there's cameras everywhere.
Because you're a free agent.
Free agent.
It
And
all goes back to free agency.
with my shirt off, it doesn't look as good.
No.
But hey,
Compared to Del Zotto, ooh.
yeah, but 2 different
Can I
breeds.
ask you a question though, Patty?
What?
So remember, these guys were all, and there's a video that came out. Tyson Fury and his groupies. Remember? Do you see that?
Yeah, we were. I went
Were you
to
there?
Their Wet Republic. Was it Wet Republic?
Was that what that was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was there. He was tutor. He just
He
won a
pushed
fight
him-
in Vegas.
he pushed him.
No, not Tyson. So his buddy, who
Pushed
looked
him.
gangster as all shit, had tats everywhere. He goes on. David Perron was David Perron holding the cup right by the pool, holding it up, and they're playing Gloria the whole time. So I guess Tyson Fury's buddies are probably like, you know, they're probably getting all the attention from everybody, of course, as they should. So Tyson Fury's buddies were there. And they see all this. They're playing the same fucking song over and over. So they're probably like,
They don't even know what the cup is.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
So one of his hardcore looking motherfucker goes over there. And
He ran over there.
Ran over there. I saw it's on video. Runs over there. And David Perron's like, da 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 da, yay, look at me. And he pushes Perry into a hot tub.
It's like a plunge pool.
With his holding the cup, and Perry falls into it like bam, holds on the
No
cup,
way.
doesn't hit his fucking head, gets up, and Joel Edmondson, everybody's looking at this guy. The guy just laughs, walks back, and I'm like, thank fucking God you guys Thank God Twister wasn't there. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I don't think
right fucking now.
we were having too
didn't
much
think-
fun. I don't
Yeah,
think-
you're like, all right, buddy, leave us alone.
I know. It was the weirdest thing. I'm like, I was so fucking mad when I saw that. You guys didn't do anything, thank God. And then Tyson came back over and apologized, didn't
Yeah.
he?
I don't know what happened.
He
but
did. I heard that he came
I
over.
was-
And I'll sit up there.
Patty was booking his flight.
Patty doesn't remember.
He actually flatlined. I had to give mouth to mouth and resuscitate him.
Good thing it wasn't you holding the cup. You would have hit your head off something and drowned in that 3 foot of fucking water.
No, but back to your what?
I forgot what the original question was.
No, if I went, how long I go for? So we partied that night. We landed, so the wives and girlfriends and dads had their own plane, so they all flew back. The team actually, it was really neat of them to do that.
Yeah.
We partied in the Enterprise Center till about 7 in the morning, and me and O'Reilly we're good friends, and we had this bright idea to call OB, and OB Clark's is, I don't know if you guys are doing a podcast there. Or,
I think you guys.
No, but we keep hearing about this iconic place, and that's
and
where
I think
most
the
of the party-
NHL Network's there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we go there, and Jim O'Brien's a great guy. He knows all the old school guys like Twister, Kelly. We go there, so it's me, O'Reilly, and then I text a couple guys, and I FaceTime Steiner. I'm like, "Why are you in bed?" And Steiner, he's like, "Screw you." I'm like, "No, seriously, why are you in bed? Like, come on." So he comes. So we get there about 8 o'clock. I still have a picture. Anthony's holding the
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Yeah,
Oh,
8
yeah.
a.m. in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
My son drops me off. How embarrassing. But I think he understood
On a
what
scooter.
Was, oh, yeah. I think he understood what was going on. So, like, my girl dropped me off, O'Reilly's girl, and then O'Reilly's buddies with us, and my son and Conn Smythe trophies in the back of my truck. And Anthony's with it outside OB Clark's taking pictures with it. I'm like, when's the last time you're ever going to hold this unless you ever win it? But this is the closest thing I'll ever get. So we went all day and all night, and I think I had to call someone to pull me out of there because guys went till about 8 o'clock that night.
Oh,
It's a long session, man.
that's because the game ended, say 11.
You're already fucking dehydrated.
24 hours.
You're not
basically.
even
And then I-
like,
for that.
I got home around 6. I went to sleep because we had another party that night on the whole team. And I'm like, geez, I don't think half the team. There's no way. Sure enough. The only one that didn't show up, I think it was O'Reilly, but Steiner was there. He says, Patty, you went home? Like, you haven't been home? He's like, no, I just met my wife first. I'm like, holy shit.
the wives were not happy.
No, the wives are like, this is amazing. It's amazing. And like 3-4 days, they're like, what?
I
the
hate
hell
all
is
you.
going on?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we all met the wives up there because that was her gig that night, and we had a blast. And then we kept it going. And then the next night, we had, like, the dinner for all the owners, and I think you were there. I think it was like whatever. So
They let
it was
him in
to
the
show
building.
show off the cup.
Crept around.
And then we went out that night with all the wives and players again, and then the parade, and then Vegas for 3 days. So it was like it was a nightmare.
You're never winning the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, no, seriously.
But you know what hurt me? I think in free agency, that picture at OB Clark's that went viral of me just sitting there like this.
Yeah, fuck that. The best picture was you and our Ryan O'Reilly on the jet. He's got the Selkie. You got the cup. He's drinking Guinness. You're drinking
Conn Smythe, right? Conn Smythe.
I'm sorry. Well, he's got both, but Conn Smythe.
Fair
that's what it
enough.
was. And sorry, correct me on that because I'm an idiot. But the picture on the plane where you guys sitting there, that's fucking.
It was
That was the
badass.
fucking best. Of
That's
the best right
iconic.
there. And Ryan O'Reilly is the fucking coolest cat.
Oh,
He
man.
works as the coolest fucking cat in the world.
We were trying to get his dad on because his dad really helped him out with his off ice and the psychological aspect. He actually does talks as well.
Yeah, he talked to me actually last year.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Brian's a great guy. I was struggling last year a lot because I was playing here and I wasn't producing and going through a tough time. And O'Reilly, good friend, comes up to me. He's like, why don't you just talk to my dad? No one will know. Go in. You can come to my house. So it was actually on a game day. They were playing. I was a healthy scratch. Brian was in town. I went over, talked to him, and he helped me out so much. It's amazing what he can do, and then you understand the mental toughness that O'Reilly has and how his career has just been, where it's at right now. I mean, you need to what he does off the ice, the way he his work ethic on the ice, off the ice, his pregame ritual with the balls, and his hand out.
A little different than Cam.
He got it from me. He got it from me.
So
I'm a tone setter.
He's mentally stronger than 9 out of 10 guys.
100%.
Which
Big time.
think about how much ahead of the game you're like that puts you just by having like being raised a certain way and having someone like that to like basically mentor your entire career.
Well, not only that though is his matchup are the Crosbys, are the Bergerons,
Or the McNeil.
We're all doing
who are in order to play at their level. And I don't know where he is as far as on the skill totem pole compared to those guys, but he has to constantly work at that craft in order to compete with those top end guys because they're doing it, and Crosby's doing 2-a-days in the summer in order to prepare, and
he's not drinking much.
He ain't drinking much.
No.
So it's amazing to see what these guys have to do in order to compete at that level.
No, it's crazy, and like you said, like. He's not the flashiest player either. He's not like Crosby. He's not like McDavid shutting those guys.
Right.
I mean, he's shutting those guys down every single night. But the good thing about why he's so good is his face-off. He has the puck. You know what it's like. If you win face-offs, you have the puck, and I think that's why he's so good mentally. He takes every D zone. If you watch him, he takes every D zone draw.
Yeah.
Imagine
the repairman.
Imagine starting in the D zone that many times.
Wears you out taking face.
There's so many advanced stats that talk about guys who have the hardest shift starts or where they start their shift, and like it makes you think because as a defenseman, every time I went on the ice for an offensive zone faceoff, I was like, yes, I might get a one-timer here. Like, but defensive zone, you're like, dude, this we don't win this. I get the puck here, I turn it over, we're fucked.
You're eating one in the fucking face.
It mentally can mess with you, and over the course of a season, like always starting with a little extra pressure on you during the faceoff for him.
100%. There's an app. You guys have the Score app. Listen, you can go to the Score app and go all the way to the right. And you can see when you started in the offensive zone and the D zone. So guys are like, no way. So now they're on it. People after games now, they see it like, if their minutes are all like, I started in the D zone 80% of the time.
Yeah, you're like, that's why I was terrible.
That's why I was terrible.
Exactly.
I had Janssen forechecking me.
You can see a stat now where it's like, if you have zeros across the board, that means obviously you're on the fourth line. You ain't playing D zone.
Easy on that.
I'm one of those guys. I'm just saying though, like, 20%, it could go both ways.
Yes.
You'd be like, I'm 20%. Oh, okay. Well, that means I was in the D zone the whole time. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Yes.
we can find some game tape, but if I knew, it eliminated even my guessing. If it was a face-off in the D zone, Tip was not putting
Biz never even started.
No,
in the
Unless there was an icing call.
I was like, "Who's up?" Like,
Besides in the coast
and
when
what
you
they
do
would do
timeout.
is they'd put two centermen out there, and then when we'd win the face-off and on the way out of the zone, then I'd be like, "This is the best."
Biz, isn't it the worst when you're out there and you go out there for your shift, and all of a sudden you stand there and they're like, no, Cam, you only come back, and I got to skate all the way to the
that
far.
was the worst for guys.
And I'm like, like Corey Perry.
I've been out here for 5 seconds, and now you're calling me off
in front of everybody.
Arena.
We could have done this 20 seconds ago.
No, and you're like this, and the guy has to like tap you. You're like, what? Then
so
you skate off.
Fucking don't even tap me.
Yeah, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I'm not going anywhere.
You look at Tip. I'm staying.
I'm not
Fuck
going
you.
anywhere. I'll get a 6-man. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'll serve the penalty and then come out and get scored on.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
Done that.
What do you got already? You got any more?
Actually, I was going to say your first year in the league, you played under Lou and Larry Robinson. Was that like fucking night and day or what?
With the Devils there,
Yeah.
with Larry. Oh, Larry's fucking unbelievable guy. We had called Julian. It was so weird. My first year, I was trying to hang out with all the older guys, like you always do. I always tell all these young guys, don't hang out with the young kids. They don't know shit. Why the fuck are you hanging out with the young kids? Where they gonna take you? They don't know where to go. They don't even have a fucking car here. Hang out with the older
We
guys.
gotta learn what to do from those guys.
Like, I don't know shit. No, hang out with the older guys. So I always wanted to do that. So Claude Julien was the coach, and I didn't understand why they fired him. Remember that they fired him? We were fucking dominant.
Like
We had
3
a
games
un-
left,
First
right?
place, I
fucking
think.
dominant. And they fired him. I remember John Madden was shooting pucks at him in the practice. I just didn't understand because I thought he was a good guy. Anyway, they fired him. Larry and Lou, was it Larry that took over? Was it Lou that took over at the time? Either way, Larry was a part of it. And he is the nicest guy in the world. He could sit and talk to you. He'll talk to you like a man. Like, he'll talk about anything. He's not that, I know what to do. And no, he is down to earth, fucking unbelievable human being. And I understand why they won that cup whenever he was the coach a couple years before that, because everybody bought in on that. But Larry's the coolest guy. That guy's been through some hard. Like, imagine fucking being him back in the day. Whit, like you, like you're fucking throwing the puck in the neutral zone, and Crosby's going. Larry is getting slashed in the fucking head by a tree trunk.
He was one of the best to ever do it. I mean, he's Big Bird out there.
So the Blues bring in, they bring him in, and because of just to talk to the guys, because of how cool he is and how down to earth he is and so much knowledge. But playing it with the Devils like that, man, that team was unbelievable. And for him to take over, it's like, fuck, you could talk to your coach. You actually talk to your coach, and he's going to talk to you back like you're a human being.
Like it was a normal.
Now,
like you're a human being.
Was that stuff really true about Claude Julien getting pucks really shot at him? Because I know they tried to shoot that story down a couple of years ago, but
I mean, they didn't like. I don't know. They didn't like him. I didn't understand it. I was too young to understand. I was trying to fucking ask.
You don't know when you get in somewhere. You're like, wait, I don't know what's going on.
He fired him. Like, we're fucking unbelievable. What happened here? And then I think Lou took over, and then once Lou took over, maybe that was the next year. I'm sure I'm getting kind of discombobulated. Sorry, Biz. You know how to do it.
We're gonna bring in Scotty Gomez to do his Lou imitation.
Sounded exactly
you know what I'm talking
like
about with
Biz.
that.
No, I was gonna first of all, everyone's criticizing you. I was gonna commend you on the length of that word.
Did you like that?
Well, sometimes the brain clicks out, and it's tough to get those words out.
Brain clicks out a little bit here and there, but yeah, no, that team was great, and it was weird when Lou did take over, though. Like, Lou Lamoriello behind the bench was pretty hard. That guy's the most hardcore guy in the world, and we've talked about him before. And last time I told a story about that with the phone and all. Oh, he wasn't happy about that because
You found out?
Yeah, I had to call him.
Oh, that's probably why we can't talk to any. You had to wait. What? So basically, he's like mafia, where he got word to call Lou Lamoriello.
No,
so he must love the.
So
Gomez
the story
interview.
for people who don't remember, you got to listen to the first time we interviewed Cam. You called somebody who you thought was a buddy, and in turn, it was actually Lou Lamoriello. I'm sorry.
Well, they changed my phone.
Yes,
because I was a young kid, and it was Ryan Murphy. And then a couple days later, a night before a game, I called Lou, and I thought it was Ryan. I go, where the fuck are we going tonight?
Yes,
I'm a 20-year-old kid. Anyway, that all
It was a great story. Go listen to it, everyone.
Great. But Lou wasn't happy about it because when I was imitating him, which, that guy is like the best of the best. My family loves him. Like, they love him. Like, he was my second father figure. Like, my dad can only take me so far. But that fucking guy made me a man. And I pissed him off. He called me after that all went down and it all came out. And I remember I wake up and I get a text, Lou wants to talk to you. And I wake up like, I'm like, Lou wants to talk. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I just pace. I'm like, suck it up, Cam. Suck it up. You got calm. So I fucking call him. So I call him. And he was mad about me using the F-bomb on when he was talking to me through the phone call when I thought it was Ryan Murphy. Maybe he didn't throw an F-bomb out. That's
listen,
fine.
All I'm gonna say
but he was not happy about it.
All I'm going to say about that is I got all the respect in the world for what he's done. You told a story of something you did that was very funny, in which he did absolutely nothing wrong. If you added an F word and he actually didn't swear, he's been a part of pro hockey. He's been a part of pro hockey for 40 years. If that story rattled him,
I know.
That's kind of ridiculous.
That's how professional he is. And he probably... But he did it the right way with me. It wasn't like you... No, he did it the right way.
He was more disappointed in you.
And he was disappointed.
But he shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been.
Yeah, he should. I'm 20 years old. Like, I don't need to go out the night before a game.
Lou Lamoriello has everything. He's got Stanley Cups. What does he care? I don't give a... If I had what he'd done, I wouldn't give a shit.
Can I ask a question, Cam?
What?
Was Gomez's... how he impersonated him, was he bang on?
Oh, my God. Gomer was the best.
So he must have been furious at that too, you think?
I fucking latched on to Gomer right when I got in the locker room. I go, yep, I'm hanging with you, homeboy. You're fucking, whether you like it or not, I'm fucking hanging with you. You got a place in fucking New York City, and you got a place here? No, I'm hanging with you.
Didn't answer his question.
What'd you ask?
Well,
appropriately enough.
Because I said Lou was obviously not happy with the way that you impersonated him, and
no, he was not.
And over the fact that you made up the fact that he said the F word. Now, did you listen to the Gomez interview?
Yes, I did.
Was his impersonation of Lou bang on?
Oh, he did that right off the bat, impersonating Lou right off the bat, and I'm like, oh really? And then Lou would come in the locker room like, oh yeah, you got that.
Didn't he
down.
have a legendary way of showing up when you were talking about him?
Everybody would do this.
Oh, okay, the elbow.
And this is not a good radio thing, but I'm putting a.
He's putting a yeah.
L sign. Lou's coming in.
But I thought it would be he'd just show up. You're like, oh my god, where did he come from?
He would. Oh, dude.
Like the butler in Mr. Deeds.
Exactly what it is. Exactly. Or you have a chew in your mouth. I'd have a chew in my mouth. I'm a young kid, chew in my mouth, like doing my stick. Like, yeah, look, I'm responsible. Lou would walk in. I would.
He'd swallow it.
Like, oh, I need a Prilosec ASAP. You know, but when he walked in the room, I would be like this. My dad never did. Like, my dad would control me a little bit, and my dad was a Lucy, like the coolest. He's the coolest guy in the world. Very, very lenient with everything. You know that, Patty. But when Lou walked in that room, I would be like, that's my first boss ever. He owned me. He owned me. I fucking A. I'd bleed for him, anything he wanted. I'd play thinking he's watching me. Not, yeah, you play for your team, but I'm playing for fucking Lou. I'm playing for Lou. Like,
it's like you had an earpiece in and Lou was talking to you.
Like, is he watching me? And in practice, they'd all watch us from up top, and it's all like, it was a big glass window up there.
God.
It was all tinted, and I'd
God.
see that figure up there, and I'm like, there he is. There he is. Okay, get your shit. My jersey untucked. How's my shit? My beard okay?
You can't use clear tape.
No, it had to be the right color tape on the right everything. Your shit everywhere. I want in juniors. You got swagger. I fucking pull my thing up. I got my shit tucked in. I'm doing whatever. No. Military style with the New Jersey Devils, and you just have to always look down at yourself and be like, do I look okay? But it kept you on your toes, and I needed that. I needed that so bad, and it saved me. And again, he was a father figure to me, man. He absolutely was. But god damn did he age me.
What's the name of your podcast?
Cam and Strick Podcast.
Cam and Strick. Everyone check that out. You get the way you tell stories. It's very easy listening. So you gotta check that out.
Those prescriptions of the drug you named when Lou used to walk in the room to listen.
He's just popping a Zoloft to whatever it's called right now. He's just in a Pez dispenser.
He aged me, man, but in a good way. And you learn from a guy like that, man. And I'm glad that they drafted me.
So that's why your hair looks like RA's.
Well, I got a sponsor for that, by the way.
We still found.
I got a sponsor.
We didn't
for
get an answer from Gomez.
Well,
did he actually?
Did his imitation sound? Did the way Gomer describe and sound like?
Hey, Gomer. You know how he does that? That's
okay. So 100%. You got it right. So there it is. There's the answer. Third time was the charm.
Hey, Gomer.
Was Gomez as nervous as you were when Lou was around, or is he kind of like, nah?
Gomer won a Stanley Cup his first year. Then he gets Rookie of the fucking Year. Then they win another Stanley Cup. And I remember going in. My first training camp in 2002, and Gomer, Pat Burns, the coach, and Gomer's phone goes off. His phone goes off.
Oh, wow.
And Pat grabs it, and I think Gomer just walks up and throws it right in the trash can.
That's like Kim Jong-un shit if you're on the Devils.
No, your fucking phone rings, he gets up, walks to the trash can, throws it right away, and goes, my bad, sits back down, and goes, one of those things. Gomer, he was in a category to do what he wants, but in that organization, you don't get there. Marty didn't do it. No one does. Scotty Stevens, you think Scotty Stevens was walking around? No. Scotty did his fucking business. Gomer was the wild child, and he won all this shit. But if push comes to shove, and Pat or fucking Lou comes down, Gomer's straightening up, putting his tie up, and throwing his phone in a fucking trash can, kind of thing. And then Gomer might chirp him afterwards, and then at that moment, everybody's listening because that's how powerful they were.
The respect.
Exactly.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I mean, that was
guys.
a blast. We got Janssen the stories. Check out the Janssen Strickland podcast. And Patty Maroon, dude, looking for 2 in a row. It's great to see the success. You guys have kind of figured it out in Tampa, it seems. So thank you guys very much for coming on. A couple of boys that grew up together and have had a lot of success.
I'll see you in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that interview. And once again, thank you to Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer for their support of Spittin Chiclets and the ECHL Player Relief Fund. I've mentioned it times before. Go check out the social media, the ECHL and or Spittin Chiclets, to find the GoFundMe that's directly linked to the ECHL Player Relief Fund if you care to help out. Thank you guys for watching.